out this summer and you're like, perfect, I'm gonna get me some cute outfits, I'm gonna be outside this summer, whether you're married, a mom, single, whatever, but you're just like 2023, I'm gonna actually enjoy myself and do my thing. And then you were outside, you were on vacation, you were at the pool, like I am, and you're like looking at your body and not happy, okay? Just not happy. Not happy with maybe how certain things are fitting on you, not happy with how your bathing suit is pinching in different places. You are looking at just, and honestly, there's, a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old women walking around, and you're like, well, I remember when I used to look like that, or I'm going to get back to that. And what I want to tell you, I learned this the hard way, and I don't want you to have to learn the hard way. So I'm going to tell you the kind of mindset that you're going to have. And along with a couple other things. So you're going to want to listen up, because this is a secret sauce that a lot of women I don't feel like they really talk to each other about, like on a deep level, maybe like close friends, but it's not really talked about out on the internet that I've seen. So that's why I feel like I need to start talking about this. Stop trying to lose weight and get in shape like you are in your 20s. Just just delete it. Anything that you used to do in your teenage years, your 20s, you are going to keep hitting yourself up against the wall. It's going to be like throwing spaghetti up against the wall and seeing what sticks, and none of it ever sticks, because your body is actually completely different. So when you're in your 30s, you are going through different hormonal changes that you did not have to worry about in your 20s. Now, of course, varies a little bit depending on the person, but I learned this the hard way. Okay, so I thought that, especially like in my later 20s, I had gained 30 pounds. And I was like, okay, cool. This is new. This is interesting. I had never really been like that much over my normal weight, and it really messed with my confidence. It messed with my self-esteem. It messed with my ability to even work. Like, have you ever been at work and you gained a couple pounds, and you're like, I don't know, in a work meeting or just with your coworkers, and then you're kind of just like noticing that you're hunching your shoulders more, you're kind of like trying to hide a little bit, right? Instead of like before, you were like this, you were fine with the wind blowing through your hair at work, you would walk in like you were just the biggest boss, but then you gain a couple pounds and you start to go inward. So, and then what do we start doing as women? What do we start doing? Let me know in the comments what you start doing, what most women start doing. Google, what do I do to lose fat? What do I do to lose weight? What do I lose? Like literally, when I look up, just like what women look up, the most popular thing that women look up, it's literally how to lose weight, and especially in the 30s. So I feel like there is this disconnect with understanding that you have a different body in your 30s than you do in your 20s. It has a lot to do with your hormones. So one of the biggest things that I thought you could do, right? I thought you could do was just to change a couple things about the way I ate, just to stay on the treadmill a little bit longer, and like I'll be fine. And what happened? I just kept gaining weight. I just kept gaining weight until I ended up being 30 pounds over. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. I'm gonna end up gaining 2 to 3 pounds every single year. And then when I'm in my 50s, I'm gonna end up being 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight. And that's what happened to most of the women in my family. That's what happened on both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side. So I'm just like, is this it? Like, is this like, at the time I was 29, and I just remember I went from being super, super confident about like how I looked and my body and all that to like constantly fidgeting with myself, like constantly like making sure like things were adjusting, and constantly like there was this thing I used to say, like I used to start to feel like, because my body was starting to get like wider, so I could feel this part of my arm touching, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is wow. So it just was really messing with me, and I just tried everything under the sun. I tried these things called HGT shots, I think they're, or not shots, drops, and they work, but then you gain all your weight back. And then that's what I think a lot of women go through. They start going through, the yo-yo starts to happen, right? The yo-yo, that now we're on the journey of the yo-yo, and now we're on the journey of trying the Atkins diet, the keto diet, the carnivore diet, the OMAD diet, the, I don't know, no carbs diet, like just all these different diets. And again, it like does work, but it's on a lifestyle, so then you end up gaining it back. And I just was like, what do I do? Like, this is insanity. Like I don't want to have to be worried about my weight this much fluctuating as I continue to spend more years on the planet, right? So I started looking into older women that were in excellent shape, that seemed to just kind of defy the issues of like what women go through. And they were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And all of them they all said the same thing. So you're going to want to hang tight for a second, because I'm going to give you the secret sauce on all my research, because I just am kind of obsessed with it, because I think I just love health and fitness and mindfulness so much, because I really do feel like when you are feeling like your best, you perform at your best. When you feel good on the inside, you genuinely are performing your best on the outside, whether it's you meet a new person at the grocery store, in your relationship, in your marriage, with your children. If you're worried about your weight and all that, and your kids are like, I want to play, and you're like, well, I'm tired, and it's just, and you feel uncomfortable in your body, and it's just like this thing. I just was like, well, what are those women doing? Like, I feel like those women are like 50 years old in bikinis, but then there's like these other women that are 50 years old that are like constantly, like, they're still trying to figure it out. So I was like, where is the disconnect? Like, what have these women figured out versus what these women have not figured out? And how can I figure it out before I hit my 40s? Okay, so I have been on the planet for 37 years, and I just plan on continuing to get in the best shape of my life every single year, every single month, every single day, right? So what I found is a few things. Weight training. If you hate weight training, you better fall in love with it, because that is the number one thing that is going to help you maintain muscle and literally turn your body back into a fat burning machine. What happens is we lose muscle. I didn't know this. So if you did know it, you're ahead of the game. Let me know down in the comments if you knew it, if you knew this. I did not know this. You lose a certain percentage of muscle every single year that you're on the planet. Okay, and I say it like that because you'll often hear me say years on the planet, because I don't like to say the word old, because I just feel like there's a negative connotation with it, even though it's a beautiful experience to be able to spend more years on the planet. But that's how I say old or age, right? I say spending more years on the planet. Just to let you know that. So I didn't know that you lose muscle automatically, like just for existing. You lose muscle as you continue to spend more years on the planet. And I just kind of assumed that we didn't necessarily lose muscle, but we would, it would just still be there, and it would just be kind of like loose. But no, you literally lose muscle as you continue to spend more years on the planet. And then of course it becomes way more apparent in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? So you can actually go backwards. You can actually just check into strength training and maintaining the muscle that you have. And the more you use it, the more your body is going to produce this thing called a growth hormone. Okay, so the more you push your body to the max, the more you get your heart rate going. It's almost like your body is like, okay, we don't really need this human to be super physical anymore, because like they did all that in their adolescence and now they're in a different stage. But if they do use it, we're going to help them maximize it. So it's like your body, they say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. It's the truth. Like, if you don't use your muscles, if you do not exercise your muscles, if you are not like getting your heart rate to go up to like strengthen your heart, you'll just continue to atrophy every single year. And again, we don't notice it when we're in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, because it's like we're just kind of still operating like normally. Yeah, we might gain 10, 15 pounds. Yeah, we might, gain a roll here. And it's like whatever we ever, especially if you have like family, you're married, you guys are comfortable, you guys are past that, like the looks thing. It's just more about like, are you just healthy? Okay, cool. I don't care about your, your little 10 pounds or whatever. But what happens is like you really start to see it as you get older. So if you're someone like me that, let's just be honest, like there's like this, it's almost like there's like a negative connotation around caring about what you look like, but I don't know why that would be a bad thing. I think if you care about what you look like, it's a reflection of how you're feeling on the inside. I think if you don't care about what you look like on the outside, it's there might be some things that you just don't care to fix on the inside, right? Like your self-esteem, how you view yourself, the self-sabotaging that you're probably doing, and almost like this thing where there was someone said, "Oh, what are you going to have for lunch?" And I said like, "Oh, it's real hot outside. I think I'm just going to have like a bowl of fruit. Like I'm not really like craving much. I'm just going to have a bowl of fruit." And they're like, "Oh, so you're not eating?" And I'm like, no, like I'm going to get like a bowl of fruit. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Like, yeah, so you're not going to eat." And I'm like, and that like the negative connotation around like eating fruit and vegetables is like the equivalent of not eating. Like, have you guys ever experienced that or heard that or said it to somebody? I think I've even said it like before, like, "Oh, I'm not going to really eat anything. I'm just going to have fruit." Like back when I wasn't really knowledgeable about nutrition and how important it is. And no, like if you are having fruits and vegetables, that is eating. And I think that that's the problem. I think that there's such a negative bias with nutrition, and almost like if you care about putting vitamins and nutrients in your body, you're like, you're being vain or something, like you're trying to like it. No, you need the vitamins and nutrients in your body because you will atrophy. I hope you know that. Like I hope this is a reality for people. Like you are going to atrophy, and your body is going to continue to break down as you continue to spend more years on the planet. So why would you make your body run on fumes? Okay, so you're pushing through work, you're pushing through driving in traffic to work, you're pushing through getting to your kids, whatever activities are a part of, and you're just barely hanging on, you're tired and you're fatigued. It's like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, we're not maxed out at 30. You continue to max up every single decade. And that's what I've learned from these women. Back to my main point of what I learned, what the theme was with these women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, as opposed to the women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that were just still, like, they kept doing the Weight Watchers, and they kept doing the Atkins diet, and they kept doing all these things. And so what I've researched, and I'm on my journey, right? Like I'm not, I just am a health enthusiast. I did not go to school to become a nutritionist. I did not, maybe I will get like a certificate or something like that one day because I just love it so much. I read books about it. I read blogs about it. And that also bleeds into like mindfulness and things like that. So for you, I want to help you out. I want you to get it. I want it to click, right? I want you to stop searching. It's like the searching is so exhausting, and it's overwhelming, and it's overbearing, and it's kind of just this energy of like, I'm never going to figure it out. I'm just never going to, and I don't want you to feel like that. When I talk to women in the sauna or at the gym, and it's like they feel like they're hitting their head up against the wall. So you got to adopt a strength training program. Now, if you love to run, still run. If you love to do Pilates and yoga, I love to do all those things too, but you have to incorporate a HIIT cardio and strength training workout. Number 2, you cannot starve yourself. If you start, now that you maybe used to work in your 20s or your teenage years when you're like, "Ooh, I just want to like fit into my little outfit, and like I want my stomach to be extra flat," that's not going to work in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Like, it's just not. Our body is going through different hormonal changes. So when we start to starve ourselves, or we start to eat under, not have enough calories in our body's like, "Okay, well, we need this body to survive, so we're going to hold on to this, whatever we eat. So if it's only 1,000 calories a day, we're going to hold on to it because that's not really enough. So I'm just going to take what I can and work with this." So yeah, initially this is the thing. This is why I said I learned the hard way. And I'm happy I did, so that way I could help you guys not do this. I learned the hard way because I was severely under eating, and it worked. I lost a lot of weight, and I felt confident. I was able to wear my crop tops. Now I felt like I was starting to get really loose, but I was still like the physique that I wanted, like as far as like the size, fitting into a size. For me, I was like, as long as I'm a size 5, I'm fine. I didn't have to be a size 0, or I think I was born a size 5. I don't think I've ever been a size 0 or 1 or 2. So for me, I was like, as long as I fit into a size 5, I'm fine. But I just started to feel weak. I started to feel unhealthy. I started to feel fatigued a lot. I started to feel like my bones like weren't, I don't know how to explain it. I just was very in tune with like the way I was starting to feel. And then one day I just was like, I really want to, gain muscle. And I just couldn't lift the weights. like you see the women like lifting really heavy weights, but they're like small. It's because they have the strength to do it, like they have the calories intake to do it. And that's why they always say, you know, eat 2,000 calories. And now I get it, because you actually really do have to have the energy behind the weight that you're trying to push to then maintain and gain muscle. So do not starve yourself, okay? Do not go on this is the number one thing that women do, and it works at first. That's why they continue to do it, but it will have you spinning like a mouse in a wheel. You'll just keep going around and around trying to figure it out and trying to get that same result when you first did it, when you first didn't eat and got on the treadmill and did a ton of cardio, and you lost 20 pounds really quickly, but then all of a sudden you gained it back and you're like, oh, well, I could just do that again. And it's not happening. It's because your body is not designed, especially in the 30s, 40s, 50s, it's not designed to be able to operate like that. You need the fuel so that way your body can turn into a fat burning machine. So more fuel you give it, and the more you're doing your strength training, and you're really, you know, pushing your body, getting your heart rate to go up, and strengthening all your just strengthening your heart, strengthening your just every single muscle in your body. To me, how I imagine it, and feel free to correct me or let me know like the scientific terms like down in the comments, but like I feel like muscles are just like all these amazing nutrient filled reserve packs like sitting on your body, and like it's ready to be used whenever there's going to be like an issue, right? Like I just feel like now that I have more muscle on my body, I just feel like when stress comes my way, or when I'm fatigued, or when I eat bad, it's like my body's turning into like a machine. So it just eats it up. Or it's like I'm able to thrive in like lower moments. Like, you know, life is ebbs and flows, and in lower moments I feel like I'm able to thrive still, because my muscle, the muscle that's on my body is like feeding my body, and it's like loving on my body and nurturing my body. It's like a layer of literally armor. So that's how I see it. So maybe that's why I'm like, I get excited about weightlifting and training and things like that. So I just wanted to let you know that is the secret sauce, and it's not a joke. Like if you feel like, oh, well, women are just doing it because it's a fad. No, like you really are gonna be spiraling out of control on all these different diets and starving yourself and doing. There was like this one diet one of my family members did where they literally ate like an egg, a piece of chicken, like a piece of cheese, and like a shake. And like, yeah, you know, initially you are gonna lose the weight. Even if you're doing the yo-yo dieting thing, it's like it's like you have to do those extreme things to then lose 10 or 15 pounds, but you only can stay like that if you continue to have a piece of egg, a piece of cheese, and a piece of chicken. Like you're just not gonna eat. Like, is that even living? So now I have more of a well-rounded, balanced way of eating, and I kind of do more of this like cycling method now. I find that I'm doing in my 30s, which is like I might like really load up like on Monday or Tuesday, like just eat clean but heavy, right? Like just whatever I want to eat. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna have a nice big plate, and then like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, like that's Monday, Tuesday, and then like maybe Wednesday, Thursday, I just eat really light, and then I'd still do my intermittent fasting, and maybe I'll fast for a longer period of time, and then maybe Friday I might eat a little heavier, and then on the days I eat heavier, I'm doing HIIT cardio. Like it's kind of like this. I'm finding this harmonious way of being able to do things where I feel like I'm able to lean out. It's slower than when I was younger, but I'm able to start to get leaned out, maintain my muscle, not feel like I'm in torture, not feel like I'm suffering, not feel like I'm where's my other phone, because I gotta get on a conference call in a second, but yeah, not feel like I'm, you know, going through like all these hoops. I just feel like I'm in this, like I'm trending the correct way, I'll say it like that. So like for today, I had a parfait, I had a bowl of fruit, I had a shake, and then I'm gonna have like a really big dinner. And I didn't work out today, I just walked. I walk every day. You gotta walk every day, by the way. I'll do another video on that. But and then tomorrow I'm gonna eat lighter, and then I'm doing my kickboxing class tomorrow. So instead of eating heavy, you know, or even starving myself to just only have my one cheat day. Like I don't want to do that either. So I feel like this kind of like it's like even Mother Earth operates on cycles, right? There's winter, spring, summer, fall. Like I feel like I kind of do something like that, but in my week, it's like a couple days are heavy, couple days are lighter. One day's really heavy, one day's super light. Like there was one day where I just felt a calling to just have shakes. Like I wasn't craving anything. It wasn't even hard. It was like, I don't really need much today. I just need to like kind of maintain my protein intake, and like I'm okay. And then the next day I was like, ooh, okay, I'm ready to feast. Kind of like our ancestors used to do. They used to feast, right? Because like that's another conversation. I'm not going to get into the ancestral thing, but so yeah, guys, let me know what you think about that. And this is just a candid conversation of like we gotta figure it out to where I want to help you guys figure it out to where you are not beating yourself up against the wall. And it's going to start with eating the correct amount of calories, eating as clean as you can, and hit cardio strength training. If you can just start to figure out your best routine with that, you will be a winner in this journey. Okay, you will gain the confidence, you will lose the weight. And even if you don't lose the weight quickly, when you eat bad, you don't gain it all back. You just, oh, I ate bad and I'm still down 7 pounds. Okay, cool. And then you just continue. Then all of a sudden you're down 20, 25 pounds and you're like, you could travel, go to Italy, eat as much pasta as you want for, your vacation. And you're like, oh, like I gained 2 pounds because your body is a fat burning machine now because you're muscle. So that's what we got to start thinking about our bodies as we, for women, right? Especially for women as we continue to spend more years on the planet. Let's figure out how to turn our body into a fat burning machine. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on this conference call, but definitely definitely subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you're vibing with what I'm talking about, or if you've gone through it, or you're going through it now, or if you just have some advice for others. I would love to hear about it. But definitely stay tuned because I am going hard and diving deep on practical, tactical strategies for you to be successful with losing weight, getting your confidence back, and just not feeling like you're suffering or going through the loop. I'm here to help you stop the loop. Okay, so you're going to want to subscribe and check me out. Also, make sure to check out these other videos, probably over here or both. And I talk a lot about what I dive even deeper into what I'm talking about here. So definitely check that out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.